Hey guys. So this video is basically an outreach for those of you who consider yourself as a non-believer in God. You believe that there is no God, or you believe that there's something higher, but just not God in specific. I would like to ask you genuinely, did you read up on the evidence for God before making that conclusion? This is the question I've asked many of my friends who don't believe in God, and I've noticed a similar trend in what they say. No, they haven't taken a look at the evidence before deciding there is no God. Many of them simply decided that God isn't real, and the reasons for believing that way come from multiple different angles. Some people were raised in a religious household and they were treated badly, and so they don't believe in God simply because of that. Another reason is that they don't trust the Bible. They think it's a fairy tale book or something made by people seeking power. And some others, which are many of us nowadays, simply just don't care about the existence of God, and so we've never bothered to think about it for long. But I want to bring back the original question to us. Did you look at the evidence for God before deciding that there is no God? If you haven't, then I would gladly invite you guys to look at the current reasons we have to believe in God and see if you can change your mind about it. Already, I've made a video about one of the most powerful arguments to me that God exists. I'll link it down in the description. I think it shows to me that God has to be real, besides anything else. So definitely give it a look. I want to bring up something else important to this topic. Why does it matter if God is real or not? That question is very important to me because if the result doesn't make a difference to us, then why bother seeking out the answer? I have multiple reasons, but I'd like to quickly go over one. The concept of our own death is something many of us have thought about. It can be scary, and it could cause existential dread. But if there's an actual answer to death, then I think we'd be crazy not to find out about it. Let's grant for a bit that God does exist. If he is actually real, then that implies a ton about our death. It means that when we die, we're going to face God and he's going to decide what happens to us for eternity. If that's true and he's given us a way to know what's going to happen after we die and what we can do about it, then I think it's our biggest priority to look into that. It literally is a question with eternal weight. And I think God has given us information on what our eternity is going to be like. I get more in depth about this in another video I've made, so I'll drop it down below as well. But that's just one reason I think the existence of God actually matters to us right now. So if our best reason for not believing in God is not because of the evidence, but because of something outside of that, then I'd like us to ask ourselves if we've really treated it fairly. For example, just because we've grown up with a bad history of algebra, we wouldn't therefore say it's false or doesn't work. That just doesn't logically follow. So even if we have a bad history with people who poorly represented Christianity, is it really fair that we therefore discount Christianity itself and never bother to look at it? This is my plea to you guys, and let's make this a two-way conversation. I really believe that people can still have the ability nowadays to have a friendly discussion about things that matter. Kinds of talks where different ideas are exchanged, and by the end, both people have learned something new and even have a change of mind, which would prove that the conversation was at the very least productive. If you're up for that kind of dialogue, then I can link you to my Discord and Telegram. I'll throw those down below as well. To wrap up this video, I think we should look at our own motives. We should care about what's actually true about reality, especially if it has an eternal result on us. We shouldn't discount God just because of our history or current views. We should take the evidence fairly and go wherever it follows. Let's make this into a conversation. Don't let the ball stop rolling here. But that's it for this video. Thank you for hearing me out, and have a good day.